The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
Frank Murray's down here at the 9-foot homemade oak bar. He's the director of the Evergreen Park Library. He's a good friend of the show, and he's really annoyed with the Chicago Bears.
Oh. Chris, thanks for having me on. And this is how you treat me?
No. You came walking in so angry. Like we're sitting down and we're talking like the day before this episode comes out, which is fun because I think that's the fun part about now putting them out on Tuesdays. Is that we're going to get people who can react to stuff that happened on the weekend, and I could kind of try to schedule things really quickly and close to the show release date, so it's more topical. And you watched the Bears be terrible, just like I watched the Bears be terrible. I actually turned them off. Mm-hmm. I didn't even watch the second half.
Oh, man.
I was
That's where the fun really happened.
I was like, I'm not even dealing with this. They were just so bad. I mean, the offensive line, I was told was going to be good. It is not. I was told the defense was something to watch. It is not. I was told that we were going to start letting Justin Fields throw because we got him a downfield threat. He threw 2 of them more than 15 yards the whole game.
Yeah, those screen passes, man, those were really
it's
really
like watching Mitch Trubisky out there. Before we get into the library, express your feelings because you walked in on fire when you saw me.
Yeah, I was not happy, Chris. Nor does it look like I will be happy at all this season. The White Sox failed me. And I have all this optimism built up during the offseason for the Bears. Okay, we got DJ Moore.
Oh, yeah.
We got Darnell Wright over there, right tackle. Offensive line's supposed to be built up. And then
this is going to be the leap year,
this
right?
Is going to be
like
we're going to see steps.
Look what happened with Josh Allen from the Bills. That's what I kept hearing. Look what happened
Jalen Hurts
with the Eagles. That's going to happen now to Justin Fields. Well, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that definitely did not.
And I
happen.
like him too. I think he's a good quarterback. I'm not one of these people that doubts him. I think he's got tons of skill. Right. So why weren't they using the skill?
They definitely were not. And that's another questionable thing, the coaching, play calling. Yeah. That goes in. But the O-line and the D-line have always been a concern of mine. Call me crazy, but I firmly believe with football, your success starts up front. You got to have an offense line. You got to have a defense line. I don't care. And look at that game. Just, what's Love's first name? Jordan Love. Not Justin Love. Jordan Love. All the time in the world to throw that ball.
I know.
You get one pass rusher in that team. I
know they made it easy on him. They made him look like Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, God.
Because it just never ends with the Packers.
We need to switch gears.
Yeah, we're going to get into the other thing. We'll talk more football on Football Friday with Coach Ram. He'll be back. He had a week off. They wanted to get ready for that Revis game, and they are 3-0 right now, Evergreen Park High School. They had a big win this past weekend. We're going to be talking to him later on this week, and we'll get into more local football. And maybe I'll ask him about the Bears as well, because you know what? You're right. The line matters, and that's something we've talked about on that show.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to start going and cheering for my local EP Mustangs high school football
Best
team.
football in town
there
right now. That's what it's better than the Bears. This episode of the EP Podcast and every episode of the EP Podcast brought to you proudly by the First National Bank of Evergreen Park, located in that iconic building at 95th and Pulaski. It's where I keep my money. I also keep my business's money. I've got my kids' money in there. We've talked about the 4% statement savings special. I mean, that's as good as a CD. You're getting 4% and you can take out the money whenever you need to. Plus, they give a $200 bonus on that savings account with qualifying activities. But now they also have a special 4% savings account for businesses. On top of that, you have an account at the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. There's no overdraft fees. Every ATM is free. It doesn't matter if they tell you there's a fee. The First National Bank of Evergreen Park is going to pay that fee back. That makes every ATM free. Stop in and see them today, 95th and Pulaski. They are your community bank, member FDIC. So let's talk about the library. By the way, I got library books to give you. I'm too lazy to return them, so that's why I scheduled you.
That's why Chris calls me in to be on the podcast.
They're due today. And I was like, hey, Frank, can you come over in a rainstorm and do an interview? And by the way, here's a bunch of books so I don't have to leave my house.
This is great. So they're actually due today? Maybe I'll hold off one day.
What, is it like a 10-cent fine? What is the fine for a book over there?
10 cents.
10 cents? Still a dime, huh?
Still a dime.
Oh, that's nothing now.
Yeah, but DVDs, though, watch out.
Oh.
They're $1.
Who watches DVDs
Actually,
anymore?
I think it's $2.
Do people actually rent DVDs?
Yes.
Do they?
Yes, they're still there.
Like, I have a DVD player and I haven't touched this since I started streaming. Like, I never put anything in it because the movie's right there if I just stream it.
Yeah, we still have a really good DVD collection, and a lot of people that still come in to check. But I'm glad you actually mentioned that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did I lead into something?
You did lead into
awesome.
something.
That's awesome.
Wow, you must do this for a living. The library, we are extremely proud to be able to offer a video streaming platform now to our Evergreen Park Library card holders. It's called Canopy. You have access to over 30,000 movies and TV shows. Folks get 5 credits per month, which essentially means you can watch 5 movies per month.
Wait, so I'm getting 5 free movies a month. Do I have to sign up for Canopy? How does this work?
Great. Yes. Great question.
Because right now you just told me that I'm going to get access to a bunch of stuff for streaming. And forget this reading stuff. The library is suddenly useful to me.
Whoa. Suddenly useful. Oh, my goodness.
I'm joking with you.
No, he's dead serious, everybody.
No, I'm not. You know I'm not. Okay, you're giving people access to an app.
Yep.
Where they're going to be able to stream 5 things for free.
Yep.
And then after that, they'd have to pay and get some credits or something like that.
It's just how it works is that it'll just you got to wait till day 1 of the next month, and then your credits get reset.
Okay.
And
can I increase my credits?
Not currently.
Okay.
Not on your own.
Right.
It has to
but
be
these
done by the
credits
library.
are all free.
Yep.
This
it's
is
all
just
through
the library is giving me free credits. Okay.
Yep. So this Canopy app, you can download it to your Roku device, your Amazon Fire TV stick, Chromecast. It's also good on Apple TV. And if you have a Samsung smart TV, you should be able to, depending on what year was manufactured, if it's a newer model, you should be able to just download the Canopy app right from the Samsung.
That's awesome. You already named 3 things that I can do with that I actively use.
It's awesome. I kept hearing you go, yes.
Yeah, I know. This is the most exciting thing
Not
I've
like
ever
the
brought
Bears
down
game
here.
on Sunday.
So this and whenever you tell me there's going to be drinking at the library are my favorite things that you give me.
Wow. Well, you just segued into another one, Chris.
Yes!
Seriously, I wasn't planning on going this route in this order.
I didn't know what your plan was today, and I'm killing it. Okay.
But you're hitting it out of the park. So you mentioned drinking in the library.
Yes.
Well, guess what? We're having a fall beer tasting.
I'll be there. What day?
It's Wednesday, October 4th at 6:30 p.m.
I'll be there.
We're gonna learn about the different seasonal beer styles from award-winning homebrewer Scott Poynton.
Okay.
And an interesting side note, Scott is actually a library director. He's been doing this for probably over a decade now.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I might have him come in just to talk about this on the show.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah. Will he bring me more beer if I have him on the show?
Yeah, I
That's
think
all
there's
I
a
care
good
about,
possibility.
man. That's all I care about. I'll do a whole segment with him. We'll make beer and drink it together.
There we go. And maybe talk about libraries.
I don't know if it'll be interesting to anybody else, but I'm going to have a good time.
I mean, that's what it's all about. As long as Chris is happy. See, I've already nailed 2 things with a video streaming platform
my day today, my
and beer
friend.
at the library.
Oh, that's great. All right, now let's get to the boring stuff.
All right. You ready for the boring stuff,
let's
Chris?
go.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this one I don't think is boring, but September is a National Library Card Sign-Up Month.
Okay.
So come on in for those who, you need your library card. It's one of the most important cards that you have in your wallet.
Do library cards ever expire?
They do. Our cards expire every 3 years.
Okay, so I was going through a bunch of stuff and cleaning out some desk drawers and things like that today, and I actually found my older kids' library cards.
Oh,
and I pulled them out in their Evergreen Park Library cards, and they asked me that question. They're like, "Do these expire?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't think library cards expire. So you're saying every 3 years I got to go and renew it?"
Yeah, every 3 years. Yeah.
Does it cost anything? It's free, right?
That's
okay,
free.
good. And you just walk in.
You already got the card. Boom, you're good.
All right, good.
Just renew it. Just bring that card in. They're all set.
Get yourself a library card.
So come on in and kind of in conjunction with that National Library Card Sign-Up Month, we're also doing a fine forgiveness September. So if you have, like, for your example, when I
can just hold on to these books
when
and get forgiven by the end of the month?
When I don't return your books on time for you and you start racking up all these fines, you can come in and for $1 wipe out any fines. And it's important I should know. It's just related to Evergreen Park Library materials. And it's not lost or stolen.
Can I tell you what the problem is with this? I remember you doing this.
I don't think I have a choice.
You're going to have to listen to this. I remember you doing this last year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So why, if I were an active user of the library, would I ever pay my fines if I know you're going to have fine forgiveness month every September?
Well, that is.
Wouldn't I just wait until September to pay my $1 and then just willy-nilly for the other 11 months run around taking books and DVDs and not returning them and just shrugging every time I walked in there like, oh, I'll bring my fine next time? Like, wouldn't I just put it off until every September and only pay $1?
Chris, that's a strategy that I will not condone, but
but you don't have an answer for that.
It's not something I would recommend. I would say too, though, that those folks using the library want to use it, and they're going to come back. Okay. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to, if some people work up some decent amount of fines. So we just, hey, pay $1, come back to the library, start using it again. Okay. That's the whole point.
All right. Every September, folks.
And I'm usually taking advantage of it too, as well. The library director can't return the all.
No, that's why you have it, because you're not returning your stuff. So you're like, every September we're having fine forgiveness. Yeah, you're a scammer just like everybody else here.
One of our circulation clerks, Debbie, she's always like, Frank, you got an overdue book, right? You're like, it's really overdue. I'm like, okay, I'll get it. And it's usually one of the kids' books.
Is it technically? Yeah. Oh, so it's not like on your desk.
No.
Right? Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Because that'd be funny if like you just had books sitting on your desk at the library and you're like, it's in the building. We're good.
And like my first 2 weeks on the job at Evergreen Park, my mom had watched our kids for us, and my dog ate the book that she had checked out from the library.
Oh, this is great. Yeah. So you're telling me that 2 weeks
true story.
2 weeks into the job of being library director.
Yeah, it was like maybe a month, something like that.
Your dog ate a library book.
Yes.
How do you go then to the people that work for you with a chewed up book and explain that one?
With my tail between my legs. That's how I went.
Hi. I don't think we met before. I'm your new boss. Yeah. I've already ruined a book.
I have to pay for this item.
Can you take care of this? Yes. Just take care of this.
Oh, I paid for it.
We're going to need another one of these. Order it up.
It was like 20 some bucks. It was a new release too. I remember it.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things that Country Financial stands for. They're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through Evergreen Park. They're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of your community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. And since Country is already your neighbor, they want to get together and chat. Call your local Country Financial representative, Mike Thauer, today at 708-425-1559 to talk about the things that are important to you and how he can help you protect them. What else you got over there, Frank Murray?
We got a bunch of stuff. We got a bunch of stuff coming up for kids that I want to bring up here for everybody. Our ever popular October, I shouldn't say October, but our fall kids book club, Book Club.
Because you're getting ready for Halloween.
Because we're getting ready for Halloween. It's from October 1st through October 31st. Grades 5 and under, read for 4 hours during the month of October, and you earn a trick-or-treat bag, like a bag full of candy. Like, we're not just like throwing a couple pieces of candy into a plastic Ziploc bag.
No.
You're getting a legit bag of candy.
You're giving out diabetes in a bag.
You know what? To promote reading, yes, we will do it. Obviously,
Frank Murray doesn't care whether or not your children go to bed at night. He wants them hopped up on sugar, reading books till 2 o'clock in the morning with chocolate around their lips.
Just keep reading. Yeah. Just keep reading. And then we also, we have a variety of our story times are back in full session. One thing I would like to give a quick plug to is our sensory play date, one Wednesday every month.
Okay.
The next one's going to be Wednesday, September 20th. Ages 5 and below with caregivers. Show up for a short story and some sensory play and exploration.
All right. Give me one or two things there. Finish me off.
One or two things. Yeah. Oh, man, you're really putting the pressure on here.
Well, we talked about the Bears early on. And
that's true.
I made fun of your forgiveness of people's fines.
All right. You're going to love this one, too. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Golden Girls After Hours Trivia.
Thank you for being a friend.
Boom. Friday, September 29th.
Traveling down the road and back again.
Clearly, Chris is going to have a team.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. Thank you for being a friend.
All right, well, we'll make sure.
Man, that Rose was out of control.
She was great. She was great.
Sophia was hysterical.
Friday, September 29th, 6 p.m. After Hours Trivia. We actually already have it. It's already half full.
Yeah.
And that's just from 2 weeks of the newsletter being out.
One of my great dreams is that when I am an old man and I am inside of some sort of assisted care living space, there's a Blanche nearby. That's all I want.
Yes. You need a Blanche. You need a Blanche. All right.
You watch that show a lot? I watch that show a ton, as you can tell.
clearly.
This is one of those shows that I was allowed to watch because my grandmother watched it, right? So my grandmother enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
And she would be watching me. And it was at least good enough that, like, I didn't get the jokes that I wasn't supposed to get because I was young, but I would watch the show. And then as I've gotten older, I understand more of what was going on in the show. But yeah, I used to watch that show because Grandma used to watch the show. That's where it comes from.
Well, hey, it's a fantastic show. That's why we're doing the after hours.
Yeah.
Trivia.
And little did you know,
it's going to be a blast.
That the one that's playing the oldest one was the youngest one on the show. And she was in makeup.
Yes, I did know that. Yeah.
Sophia was actually a young actress playing an old woman with 3 old women that were supposed to be younger than her. Blows your mind when you watch the show.
It
really does. Yeah.
Does. But a fabulous show, and we're excited to host
totally
the
coming
after
at trivia. That's an after hours trivia.
After hours, 6 p.m.
I'm gonna win that.
Clearly,
I'm a ringer.
Clearly,
walking in. Who knew Chris Lanuti was going to take the Golden Girls trivia crowd?
Surprise twist. All right, and then I want to bring up just a couple. We got a couple authors coming. We have 2 that are coming in person, one in Zoom. The 2 in person. First one is Melanie Holmes. She's going to talk about her book, 100 Things to Do in Illinois Before You Die. That's going to be Wednesday, September 20th at 6:30 p.m. She's a local author. We've had her in before. She's fantastic. She's amazing.
Number 100 is Visit Florida on Vacation.
What you got to do during the winter months, right? During the winter months. Either that or Arizona.
Right, exactly.
And then this pains me to actually say this out loud on the podcast, especially, my allegiance to the White Sox.
Yeah.
You clearly are too.
We got a Cubs thing here.
We got a Cubs thing.
Yeah, what is it?
We're having the author Bruce Miles. He wrote the franchise, Chicago Cubs, A Curated History of the Cubs. He actually co-wrote it with AM1000 content provider Jesse Rogers.
Okay.
But Bruce will be there Saturday, September 23rd at 1 p.m. I will be there in a White Sox t-shirt.
My dad is rooting for the Cubs to win the World Series this year, and he's a Sox fan because he just wants Jerry Reinsdorf to be upset. That's what he tells me. He's rooting openly for the Cubs. Lifelong White Sox fan, rooting openly for the Cubs because it would upset Jerry Reinsdorf.
Yeah.
That's how much he hates him.
Yeah. That's a valid
I think it's valid too. Yeah. I'm probably going to do it as well.
And ultimately, I mean, the Cubs are a Chicago team.
Anything that makes the White Sox look stupider is fine with me because they need to look stupid and feel shame.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what this whole podcast is really for. Shaming people, Frank.
Well, especially the White Sox and the Bears. Clearly.
It is now time for your EP podcast, Word on the Street. It's brought to you by the brand new Spoken Vine Wine Bar and Bottle Shop, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. Check out the bacon dates. I never thought I would like dates, but then they wrap bacon around them, and I love them. One of the many great menu items there. Sit down, snack, or have a meal. Drink some wine, 21 and over. A classy place right in the middle of Evergreen Park. Check out Spoken Vine, 95th and Kedzie. All right, you've been putting it off for a while. This is it. Friday, the 15th. That's the deadline for your vehicle sticker renewal. Next time I get the mayor on here, I got to ask why we're still doing this. Did you know that a lot of south suburbs are getting rid of the vehicle stickers? I don't know how you do that. I always thought you had to have one of those. You truly do need one still in Evergreen Park, so make sure you get it. Now, you probably got a form in the mail. I don't know if I'm doing that with a couple days left to go. Instead, go online. I was a last-minute guy last year. As long as you get the sticker paid for online, you're good. evergreenpark-ill.com. The Move with the Mayor Fall Challenge is back. If you want to move with Mayor Kelly Burke, visit sparkamerica.com/register and sign up and track your minutes. Free yoga in the park has started already as part of this challenge. It runs through the month of September. Last year, Evergreen Park came in the top 10. At number 10, that yoga in the park still happening on the 16th, 23rd, and 30th. James J. Sexton Park, 9 a.m. until 10 a.m. It is free. Bring your own yoga mat. The Village of Evergreen Park has announced a new overhead sewer cost sharing program. The village will share the cost of the initial installation of overhead sewers with the participating resident in an amount of 50% or $5,000, whichever is less. Check out the village website for more information. the recreation department has added another class, Cooking with Chef Olivia. So if you missed out on it, it is for grades 2 through 5, Thursdays 5:30 to 7:30, beginning on September the 21st, $30 a class offered by the rec department. Meanwhile, the youth department is having a back-to-school movie night Friday, September 22nd from 6 to 8 p.m. $5 fee gives you a hot dog, popcorn, and drink. Blankets and sleeping bags are welcome. Register at the youth center by the 14th. Also, don't forget the farmers market continuing on Thursdays. And there's another Village Board of Trustees meeting next Monday, the 18th at 6:30 p.m. Finally, do not forget this Saturday, September 16th, the second annual Evergreen Park Garden and Art Walk. We talk with Dan Doyle on a recent episode. Check it out at theeppodcast.com. He broke down all of the stops, and we talked about a lot of things you could add into this walk. Should be a great day on Saturday. I'm going to try to make it out for sure. I'm looking forward to the concert at the end, a free concert, 102nd in Trumbull. A complete list of the stops on this walk will be out on all of our social media. Follow the EP Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. This month is our 5-year anniversary month here on the EP Podcast, and as I announced previously, every week in September, we are going to feature a look back at something that happened in our first 5 years. It's been weird to try to figure out what I want to put up. Like, some of the most popular shows were also the most controversial shows. Do we really want to dredge all that up again? Instead, I'm kind of looking for the more quirky moments. Like how over the years, Norm Anderson, a village trustee here in Evergreen Park, and Mark Marzullo, another village trustee, have both come on this show and talked with us. But when they're on together, somehow it turns into a competition. Trivia comes out and Mark normally wins. In fact, I think Mark always wins. This look back is when Norm showed up not only with free food for everybody, but actual working light-up buzzers because he felt like he was getting cheated in the contest. Did the buzzers change anything? This 5-year anniversary look back is brought to you by sidsauce.net. Hot sauce is developed here in Evergreen Park. The peppers are grown here in Evergreen Park. It's delivered to your door here in Evergreen Park and in the surrounding area. The only place I get my hot sauce, sidsauce.net. We've got these guys sitting here with their buzzers. I made sure that the part of the buzzer that lights up, Norm, first of all, this is ridiculous, that you went out and found buzzers, but then you went out and found buzzers that light up. So the section that lights up at a big red X is pointed towards me. So I will be able to see not only the hand hitting the buzzer and hear the buzzer go off, but I will see it light up. Everybody test your buzzer real quick. Make sure it works. There we go. We got 2 buzzers that are ready to go.
Chris, I just want to say, if Norm beats me to a question, my buzzer's defective.
No batteries in it, Chris.
All right, we're gonna see what happens here as we do some Evergreen Park trivia. And I actually wrote down questions this time around. I'm not coming up with them off the top of my head.
Oh, we didn't start yet.
It's 1 point per question correct, and at some point during this round of trivia, I will ask a bonus question specifically tailored for you, okay? So each one of you has one of those hidden in there. If you get it right, it's a 2-point bonus question, okay? It's better than 1 point. It's a 2-point bonus question into your total, and here we go. First person to buzz in and get the answer correct, and we will start off with a Evergreen Park question based off of the data that when you Google Evergreen Park, and these guys don't have phones in front of them. When you Google Evergreen Park, within 1 mile, give me the approximate square mileage of Evergreen Park. Mark Marzullo.
2 square miles?
It is within 1. Nope, it's not within 1 mile. Sorry, Mark.
4 square miles.
You can't get a second one. Go ahead. 4 is within 1 square mile of it. It's 3.162. 3.162. You were off because of the 162. Sorry about that, Mark. That's my mistake.
I'm a victim.
Yeah, you are a victim. All right, Norm.
There we go.
7 years of high school down the drain.
What did they teach you guys here?
Hey, Norm and I are both Mustangs.
All right, name the Evergreen Park location that can also be referred to by the number 854. Norm Anderson.
American Legion.
American Legion is correct. Norm's up 2-0 on the mark.
Oh, my God.
Look at that.
I took the batteries out because I took the batteries. I told
stunned
him.
look
I
on
liked
Mark's
it better when I
face.
used my loud mouth to
The
override
stunned
him.
look on Mark's
first one I
face.
jumped
I
out.
love that.
Hey, Chris, tortoise in the hair. Right?
All right, here.
Let the hair go.
We're going to go with a little bit more difficult one here. All right. When you Google Evergreen Park, a sports franchise pops up as Evergreen Park being the home of that sports franchise. Name the franchise. I will throw in a hint. It is a Midwest volleyball team. Midwest volleyball team that has its own website. I'm not even joking. I'm going to have to look this up myself. I Googled Evergreen Park. It pops up, and they put on their website, Evergreen Park is the home of this Midwest volleyball team. I didn't know till I looked it up. The Chicago Untouchables, who are probably going to get more hits on their website now than they've ever gotten.
Evergreen Park. I think
Where are they practicing at?
Chris, you're saying
In the
Evergreen
basement?
Park is an address for tax advantages. We have a very good tax rate here.
I don't know where to pray.
All right, here's one. It's really simple. It's going to be whoever can buzz quicker. Evergreen Park is known as the Village of Blank. Mark Marzullo beat Norm on that one.
Churches.
Mark gets one. Excellent job. I'm going to
Way
do
to
a
go,
follow-up
Mark.
question right now on this one. According to Wikipedia on Evergreen Park, there are how many different churches or religious denominations represented in Evergreen Park? I'll take any answer that's within 3. Mark Marzullo.
So total number of churches you're saying?
Yeah, and it could be any denomination.
I'm going to go with 11.
You got it. You were close. Within 3, it is 13. Mark gets
gonna say
11.
12.
I
Mark
almost
gets a
said 13,
point.
but
I was going to
I
say
thought
12.
since we tore
I was going
some
to go
down,
12. Yeah.
some
All right, bonus question time for Mark Marzullo. This is worth 2 points. Only Mark can answer. Give me the color of the jersey or the name of Norm Anderson's softball team this year in the Most Holy Redeemer Men's Softball League. He's mentioned it on the show before. His team was nicknamed, and it's got his name included in the nickname. I'll even throw that out. The team was nicknamed this. Give me either the color of the uniform or the name of the team.
color uniform is red.
No, it was not red. It was actually basically just like the Desert Storm uniforms. It was tan, and the name of the team was the Stormin' Normans. The Stormin' Normans, who got eliminated, crushed actually in the first round of the postseason.
Oh, yeah,
this
we
year.
did.
Yeah, it was really bad.
That wasn't good.
Well, you know it's a bad thing when the first run driven in was from me in that game. Like I was the only offense for the first 4 innings of that game.
Yeah. I was on right after you, then you were on right after me.
The guy that was towards the bottom of the order, he was the only guy that drove in anything. So yeah, things are bad there. All right, here we go. Back to questions you could both buzz in on. The nationality of the original settlers in Evergreen Park. Mark Marzullo.
Dutch.
No.
What?
Dutch is incorrect. It is a European nation, but this is not. There was a specific nationality. I looked this up. Specific nationality. They were farmers. Norm, you could steal.
Man.
I'll give you 3 seconds here. 3, 2, just take a guess. 1, German.
nothing.
German. That's what it is. And I took that right
Well,
off.
it was
of
a
the-
German guy and a Dutch wife, so I was half on it.
Happy with that.
I get half a point.
All right, here we go. Another one that we've got right here. Here we go. June 17th, 1950. The world's first successful what occurred at Little Company of Mary?
Organ transplant.
Organ transplant is correct.
Ooh.
Mark Marzullo nails it. He's up
Way to go.
3-2. I've got a few more questions here. We're going to see whether or not these guys can get them. This is better than the last one. The last one, you guys didn't have any of the answers, I felt like. I felt like the whole time we were trying to feed you answers. Norm and Mark, how are you feeling at this point with Mark up 3-2?
Not good.
No, I know you're not feeling good. You still have a bonus question, though, in the hot.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
You still have a
If it's
bonus
about
question.
him, I
in the
might
hot.
know it.
He had his bonus question thrown at him, and he
That was
wasn't
hard
able to
for
get
him,
it.
yeah.
That was a hard one.
That was a hard one for
All
him,
right.
yeah.
We're going to get to yours very soon. All right, let's do restaurants in Evergreen Park. This may get tricky. Name me the 2 restaurants that George Pappas has in Evergreen Park. Norm Anderson beat you by a hair.
Wait a minute.
I saw it.
My buzzer's defective.
Beat you by a hair. Norm, go
Tavern in the
ahead.
Green and Pappy's.
And he got it right. If he would have said Tavern on the Green, he was not going to get it. It's Tavern in the Green,
you.
and he nailed it. You get a point for that one. Norm ties it
I would
up.
have said on the green.
Yeah, it's in
So
the
I'd have
green.
been disconnected.
I know you would.
Discombobulated.
That thing get batteries.
And because Norm answered that one, and I have his bonus question
Here we
still.
go.
Here we go,
Oh, boy,
Norm.
here we go.
Give me the name of the business at 8833 South Kedzie.
Marzullo Supply.
That is correct.
Oh my God! It's the biggest building on the block, and I get some thing about his uniforms. Why don't you ask me what street Norm lives on? That should be my bonus question. Avers.
That's it.
Oh my God!
Oh, man.
I smell collusion.
About to say quick stop. That'd have been
Oh
horrible.
my
It took him a
God.
second, too. I thought I had him stumped. I was really
No,
hoping
no,
he
no,
wasn't
it's-
going to get it, and I could laugh at him.
It had to be Marzullo's. It had to be about him.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll see if you can come back
Boy,
here, Mark.
oh,
Here we
boy.
go. We're going to see if Mark can come back. Name me the head coach of the Evergreen Park football team. High school football head coach.
We just talked
First
about
and last name, we talked about him before I turned on the microphones. I actually used his name on purpose just to see if you would remember it.
I know his first name. First name's Jerry, right?
I'll give you half a point, but Norm could steal it if he could throw the whole name out there. No, he doesn't know it.
I don't know.
All right, Jerry Verdi, you get a half a point. That might be the difference in the whole game. Might be the
Well, we
difference
were
in the whole
paying
game.
attention earlier, were we?
What'd you have?
All right, here we go. Back over to a restaurant, and we're going to talk about Porter Cullen's, located here in Evergreen Park. Porter Cullen's, there are two families on either side of the block from each other, across the street from each other. Name the last name of one of those families. He beat you. He got you.
He should have it.
Norm,
They were on his block.
You should have had it, but Norm got that hand in under you. You did. Yeah, he got you. Go ahead, Norm. McGrath is one of them. That's correct. The other one is Dory.
Dory.
Yeah, those are the two.
I thought you named both of them.
No, I just said give me one. Just give me one. That's all he had to do. All right, Norm's blowing you out at this point.
Hey, he's lefty, by the way, and he's his right hand, so I got to give him
6-3.5. I don't know if we've got enough questions for you to come back. Let's see if I can come up with enough questions here to give you a chance to come back. Can he storm back, folks? Let's find out if Mark Marzullo can do it within 2,000 people. Give me the population of Evergreen Park. Mark Marzullo.
19,000.
That's correct. 19,479. You were all over that. Marzullo trying to come back here at the very end. Now we're going to get the famous people in Evergreen Park. That's how we're going to finish this out. Famous people in Evergreen Park. Give me the name. Born in Evergreen Park, he was a pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Mark Marzullo.
Tony Cingrini.
That is correct. Mark Marzullo nails that one. You know, I'm not going to go with the other pitcher from Evergreen Park.
That's too easy for
Norm
me.
went to school with him.
Don Paul.
Norm
He
went
didn't
to
even
school
ask
with
the
him.
question, Mark.
All right. At this current time, Norm leads 6-5.5. I'm going to give three more famous people. We're going to see how this ends. You guys good with that? Three more famous people. Let's see how this ends. Here we go. Born in Evergreen Park, she is a former Playboy Playmate, actress, and television host, Norm Anderson. And her
Jenny
poster,
McCarthy?
yes, and her poster was in my dorm room. Jenny McCarthy. We have 7-5.5. 7-5.5. You're not out of it yet. You're not out of it yet.
Not looking good.
All right, here we go. A graduate of Evergreen Park High School. He's better known as the Unabomber.
Ted Kaczynski.
There you go, Norm. You're in trouble. This question will decide it.
Oh, man.
This question will decide it all. Norm Anderson has 7. Mark Marzullo has 6.5. I'm going to find a good one here. Here we go. Let's see who will get this one correct. I'm looking through all the famous people. There's a lot of famous people here that are from Evergreen Park, but only one owned the Florida Marlins.
Wayne Izinga.
Wayne Izinga, congratulations to Mark Marzullo
I had that one.
with the incredible comeback, beating Norm with his own buzzers right here in the 9-0.
He grew up at
That's why.
100th
why.
and Central Park, by the way.
Beat you with your own buzzers.
man.
Tortoise and hare.
Beat you. You were way out in front. Way out in front.
I let him win.
You brought buzzers. You brought pappies. You brought beer. And you lost by 0.5 point.
Listen, Norm told
That's
me
okay.
I got a few years on Norman age, and he said he feels sorry for me, and he's going to let me win because he's afraid I have dementia already.
It's the EP Podcast. All things Evergreen Park. It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.